All right, buckle up, everybody. Get ready for a deep dive into the world of early birds.
Hmm.
But not the kind that, get the worm. We're
Yeah.
going way back, like dinosaur back.
We're talking Jurassic Park birds.
Exactly. And that's all thanks to some incredible new fossil finds.
Yeah, game changers, really.
We bet. So you sent over some excerpts,
Yeah.
right, from a research paper, and then there was that NBC News article, both about this newly discovered bird fossil in China.
Right.
And apparently this little dino bird is, well, it's shaking things up in the paleontology world, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for over 150 years, Archaeopteryx has been the kind of the go-to, the classic first bird, right?
Textbook example, practically.
Exactly. Now, Bambornis zincensis comes along, another Jurassic bird, and it's like, whoa, hold on. Time to rewrite what we thought we knew.
It's amazing to think we're talking about T2O Jurassic birds. I mean, one is rare enough. So let's start with the OG, right?
Mhm.
Archaeopteryx. You mentioned it was considered that classic first bird. Why was that? And how does this Bambornis discovery challenge that view?
Well, you got to think, Archaeopteryx was discovered way back in the 1860s, just a couple years actually, after Darwin published his theory of evolution.
Oh, wow. So right at the dawn of evolutionary thought, basically.
Yeah. And it had this crazy mix of, you know, reptilian features, teeth, a bony tail, like a velociraptor, right?
Yeah.
But then also bird-like features, like feathered wings.
Well, it really seemed like that missing link, right? Bridging dinosaurs and birds.
Exactly. Like, here it is, folks. Evolution in action.
So Bambornis, where does this new kid on the block fit into all of this?
So Bambornis is just as old as Archaeopteryx. We're talking around 150 million years ago.
Yeah.
But it's so much more modern looking, like a bird we'd see today almost.
Really?
That different.
Oh, yeah. For one thing, it had a short, fused tail. Paleontologists call it a pygostyle, which is like a signature feature of modern birds. Huh. So not that long. Bony tail like Archaeopteryx.
Nope. And this suggests, that birds were already branching out, diversifying, adapting to different niches much earlier than we ever thought.
Two Jurassic birds, both so different. That just blows my mind. Did scientists ever, suspect there might be other species out there from that time, or was this a total shock?
It was a total curveball. I mean, finding any bird fossil from the Jurassic is like hitting the paleo jackpot. But two distinct species, same time period, remarkable. It tells us the early evolution of birds was way more complex than we originally thought.
Way more going on than we realize. This artist's impression of Bambornis, by the way, really, it really brings it to life. I mean, it looks amazing. So different from what we typically picture when we think of, dinosaurs or even Archaeopteryx.
It's like sleek, and it just highlights how quickly these birds were evolving and adapting back then.
The article mentioned some other fossils found at the same site, right? This Zengi fauna, they called it. What can you tell us about those finds? How do they connect to this whole bird evolution puzzle?
Oh man, the Zingifana is like, it's a paleontologist's dream. We're talking a treasure trove of fossils from the Jurassic. Not just birds, dinosaurs, early mammals, all sorts of creatures.
So we get a glimpse of a whole Jurassic ecosystem. Wow.
Exactly. It's like piecing together a Jurassic safari, right? There's still so much we don't know, and that's what's so cool about paleontology. Always more to discover.
Before we wrap up, I did want to touch on the fact that the Bambornis fossil is incomplete, right? Does that impact our understanding of it?
Well, it definitely makes things a bit trickier. We're missing some key parts. The wings, for instance, those could tell us a lot about how well it could fly. But, even with an incomplete skeleton, Bambornis still gives us these incredible insights into early bird evolution. It's a huge find.
So big picture, what does all this mean for how we think about, the evolution of birds?
Bambornis. It's like opening a whole new chapter in avian history. Tells us birds were diversifying, evolving much earlier than we imagined, and there's just so much more to learn. I mean, we know this little guy was a more advanced flyer than Archaeopteryx. Makes you wonder, what other amazing adaptations might we uncover in the future? What else will we find that'll, paint an even richer picture of this fascinating chapter in bird evolution?
That's a great question. And for our listeners, I got to say, check out the artist's impression of Bambornis. It'll really get you thinking about what these ancient birds were like.
Absolutely. Google it.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, everybody.
See you next time.